Hey everybody, how's it going? Sorry it's been 2 years since I've posted a video on instructional kicking and punting techniques, but today I am going to go back into instructional techniques, some more advanced instructional techniques that I have developed over the past couple of years. The last video I posted was about a year ago, I guess, and I just showcased some of my kickoffs and field goals. Since that time, I've gotten considerably better because of some of the things that I've been really researching and learning about the art of kicking and punting a football. And I say art because, in my opinion, it is an art. It's a highly technical skill that you have to do with both technique and just innate ability and your ability to feel how things are supposed to be done. I'll get into more of that in just a little bit. First of all, let me take some time to answer some frequently asked questions that I get on YouTube and to address some of the comments. First of all, the biggest thing that I see asked to me on YouTube is, I'm 13 or I'm 14 and I can kick a 35-yard field goal. Is this good? Yes. Sure it is. It doesn't matter how far you kick a football. And initially when it started on these threads, I was answering these questions all the time, and I was answering them the same way. It doesn't matter how far you can kick. If you can kick 10 out of 10 from 35 yards, you're good. If you can make 1 out of 15 from 50, you're not very good, even though you may have the strength to get it there. Coaches aren't concerned about how far you can kick a football on field goals. They're just not. Because the only time you're ever going to get the chance to take a 55 or 60-yard field goal attempt is at the end of a half or at the end of the game. Unless you're just blessed with an unbelievably strong and accurate leg, you're not going to kick a bunch of field goals over 50 yards in your high school career, or for that matter, college even. College kickers, they'll kick them over 50 yards sometimes, but when you look at their stats, they're not kicking many field goals over 50 yards. And if they are, their team's probably not very good because they're not moving the ball on offense. So what I would suggest do is just concentrate on from where you can kick the football, where your abilities lie. For instance, in high school, my range was between 45 and 50 yards, so I would concentrate on inside of 50 yards, trying to make as many field goals as I could in practice. And in the games, it paid off. I was fairly accurate in high school. I think my field goal percentage was around 75%. And so that's what got me noticed by colleges. They didn't know that I had ever attempted a 55-yard field goal, and I didn't. I think the longest field goal I ever attempted in high school was 52 yards, and I missed it. But they will know your numbers. They look at your stats. If you've got the ability to kick a 55 or 60-yard field goal, great. But for most people, it's not that way. It'll happen the more you do it. The more and more you kick and punt a football, the farther and more accurate you will become at kicking it from long ranges. A guy that goes out and shoots a basketball from half court all day long and makes 1 out of 300 doesn't mean he's a great basketball player because he can hit a half court shot. It's just a luck. And if you make a 55 or 60-yard, 65-yard field goal once every out of 50 tries, it doesn't mean you're a good kicker. It means you got lucky more times than not. Some people can do it very consistently, and they're called professionals. Sebastian Janikowski's a freak. Most kickers in high school aren't a freak like Sebastian Janikowski is. And so those are just some of the things that I want you to be aware of. Focus on your range and making those kicks from where you're capable of making them. A life update on me real quick. I'm going to tell you about what's going on in my life. I actually have 1 degree in communications, and after graduation I worked in the media industry. I worked at a television station as a producer for a year, and then I came back to my hometown as a news director on a radio station, and then decided I was not going to work in media anymore because I just didn't want to. What I'm doing now is getting my teaching licensure in English, grades 7 through 12, so I will be able to teach and coach. Actually, I've already been hired as an assistant football coach at the local high school. I live in Martin, Tennessee, and the high school in the town adjacent to ours is the city of Dresden, the Dresden High School Lions. I will be coaching for them. Last year, they were the runner-ups in the state championship game, and that was the first time they'd ever made it that far in the playoffs. I think the farthest they'd ever made it before was to the 3rd round. So I'm looking forward to that, and working with a group of young athletes and being part of a team again is what I'm really looking forward to. Some of the things that I've discovered in the past couple of years when I've been really investigating some of the different techniques about what punters in the NFL are doing and what these very high college punters and field goal kickers, kickoff specialists, what they're doing is I've been trying to figure out what they know that I don't know. And so I started looking at videos. I started researching things. When it comes to generating power and hang time, the biggest thing is the first step, which is a short step, whether it be punting or kicking. Usually your first step is very small, then there is a long step which generates torque and power. I'm going to demonstrate this in a few minutes. I'm going to go outside and you're going to see the first step with my punting is with the right foot, and it only goes forward about 6 to 8 inches. My next step goes forward about 3.5 feet. Maybe not that much, but it goes forward quite a bit. I'm also holding the laces to the side of the ball in order to hit a single panel of the football rather than the seam. What I have found when I do that is that the ball will hang in the air a lot more. If you watch guys on YouTube like Thomas Morstead, who I think is probably the greatest punter in the NFL right now, his ball will hang in the air forever. And it's because of certain things that he has developed over his career. I'm about to show you a video that I found on YouTube. Punters like Thomas Morstead and Tim Mastay, who's from nearby Murray, Kentucky, about an hour away from here in Martin, who plays for the Green Bay Packers, and TJ Conley, they do this competition called the Big Ball Competition. They're going for hang time. And what you're going to see is they'll tilt the laces about 35 degrees off center to the right for a right-footed kicker. And that way they're hitting this panel. That, with their technique and their steps and their drop, is what really makes the difference, is what I've found. When I've been hitting the ball like this, it's been hanging in the air on average between 4.5 and 5 seconds. And my punting's really improved more than any other thing that I've done over the past couple of years. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and show you this video of these guys. I've got YouTube pulled up on my TV here. And this is the big ball competition I was talking about. I want you to pay close attention to what happens when they drop the ball. Let me get it started. Alright, watch. This is Mastay. Look at the laces. See how they turn to the side just a little bit? And he absolutely crushes the ball. Gets it to hang in the air a while. Now watch Morstead. Morstead does the same thing. Watch the laces of the ball as he drops it. See how they turn to the side? He's hitting one panel. And look how long that thing hangs up in the air. And here comes TJ Conley. And he blasts one too. Try to get a little tighter so you can see. And you can look this up yourself on YouTube, but I just want to let you know what video to go to. But just watch this. Look at the laces. See how they went to the side? And look at that. The results speak for themselves. So, that is one thing. A little too tight. Extreme close-up. Hang on a second. Alright. The thing that I've been able to learn is try to improve your technique. Now, what I will say is if you're in mid-season right now, don't try to change anything if you're having success with it. If you need some help, experiment with some little things. If you're not doing very well, experiment with things. Try to make yourself a little bit better. But don't try to change this if you're having success and it's mid-season. Wait till the off-season. Additionally, if you're a young kicker or a young punter, I had a comment from a guy who said he was a father of a 5-year-old and was teaching him how to do these things. If you can learn it at a young age, it's better, because it's easier to learn it to do these things and master these secrets at a young age than it is later on in life. Trust me, because I'm doing it right now. What I would also say is another thing that I've learned, especially in my drop, the old technique that I used had the ball just falling straight down. I'm against this almost, but it's working for me. Okay. There's a group called Pelfrey's Kicking Services. I went to one of their camps when I was young. I was about 14. And they had a way of what they called not drop, but ball fall away. They will push the ball out from their hand and their leg catch up to it. Now, when I was doing this at a young age, if I did it right, I could really, really, really blast one. But it was so hard to be consistent. But now that I'm older and I've learned more of how to control my body and the punting mechanics altogether, it's starting to work a little bit better. I will hold the laces to a 35-degree angle. I still have the ball tilted in at a 45-degree angle. There's a lot of math, I know. And then I will push it just ever so slightly out, and I've been booming the ball. And I'll go outside and show you this here in a few minutes. These are advanced techniques that I don't recommend to start trying to do if you're 16 years old and you're on your high school team, and start trying to master them, because they are so hard to do. Punting is the hardest skill I've ever tried to learn to master, and I've been a baseball pitcher, I played basketball, I've played soccer, football. Of anything that I've ever tried to master, any single skill, punting is hard enough already without putting a bunch of different moving parts into it. If you can, good, and I'll demonstrate it. If you can't, leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Also with field goal kicking, I've gone back to my quote-unquote field kicking. I don't go 3 steps back and 2 to the side. I go straight back at a 45-degree angle and just feel the kick, because I found that trying to be technical and mechanical with my field goal kicking does not benefit me. Just being able to feel where I'm going to put the ball, that's what works for me. It may work for you the same way, it may not. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Before I go outside and show you some of the things that I've been doing, I want to recommend a few camps for young kickers to attend after my research that I've done over the past couple of years of what camps I think are the best. Coles Kicking, and Coles Kicking. I don't recommend any other camp. Chris Saylor's camp is okay, but I really recommend Jamie Cole and his bunch of people. I've never been to one of their camps, and I regret that I didn't get the opportunity to at a young age to go to one of their camps. Look up Coles Kicking on YouTube and just watch some of the results that they've produced out of their kickers, and go to their webpage and see some of the people who are on their staff, the success stories of who they've put in college, who they've put in the pros. Their technique speaks for itself, and honestly, it's really, they work with everybody's individual technique, and they don't try to make every kicker the same, which is what I like about them as opposed to Pelfrey's Kicking Services, is that they will work with the kickers. You can see different kickers on these places, and they're all different, but they're all producing the same results. So Coles knows what he's doing. And they have great staff: Thomas Morstead, Tim Mastay, TJ Conley, Brett Hartman, who's a beast. These guys are where it's at. And if you're an aspiring kicker and you want to take your game up to the next level, those are the people you talk to. I'm glad to help in any way I can, but I'm not on their level. I wish I were, maybe one day. I don't know, but I'm almost 30 years old, so it's kind of hard to get to that level now. But I still enjoy kicking, still enjoy punting. I still love coaching and teaching other people, and I love hearing your success stories, and I'm glad that I've been able to help several of you, and I hope that I will continue to be able to help several of you. I'm going to shut the video off now, slap on some new cleats I bought today, head outside, put a few punts up, and also some field goals, maybe some kickoffs too, and see how you like it. And until next time, kick them straight. Okay, so I said that I was going to go outside and demonstrate some of the things that I've been talking about, and I did go outside and I did record it, but I'm not going to put it on here, and I'll tell you why, because it's horrible. I had a very bad day punting and kicking today, and it was the first time that I had videoed myself using these techniques that I've been trying to develop over the past couple of years, and putting them to good use. I'll tell you some of the things that I found that I was doing wrong. One, my plant foot when I punt the ball is sticking into the ground. I'm not coming off my foot, and moreover, my momentum is not going forward. After I make the kick, I'm falling backwards, which is something you should not do. Your momentum should be going forward when you kick the football toward your target. Additionally, my kicking foot, my right foot, is swinging far too much to the left. Because I'm a soccer style kicker, which is what I originally started out doing as a football player, was just a kicker, and I have a tendency to swing my leg to the left, as many soccer style kickers do, but mine is swinging far too much to the left. At least today it was. It may not be doing that every day, but today my foot was swinging far too much to the left, and I was having bad punts. I didn't put that on there showing me what I was doing wrong, because it wouldn't be of a service to you. It was a service to me because I got to see what I was doing wrong, and I recommend that if you can video yourself and watch yourself, do so, and do so often to keep track of what you're doing. You learn the most when you watch yourself and you watch other people. So do those things and try to implement those techniques that you find are successful for you. Now, on days I think when I'm having a good day kicking and punting, when I'm being consistent and driving the ball downfield far, getting to hang up in the air a lot, I think I tend to think that I'm doing things the right way. I tend to think that my kicking foot is coming straight through, and that I'm leaving my plant foot, scissoring my legs, and carrying my momentum towards my target. But today, didn't do it. And you're going to have bad days like that. Everyone has bad days. But you got to get past those bad days. Put them in the back of your mind. Learn something from your mistakes and keep moving forward. So I'll try to get back out there and correct my mistakes and put the right way to do it up here on YouTube. And again, any comments that you have or any questions, put it on the comment thread or personal message me, and I'll be glad to answer you as best I can. Until next time, take it easy.